In this session, we'll discuss setup of the job costing accounting options. We can access this setup window by selecting Job Costing from the Setup Accounting Options menu, or by right-clicking on the Job Costing menu icon and selecting the Setup option. The Job Costing setup is divided into 3 tabs. In the first tab, we are allowed to set up the structure of our job number and our cost code. These must be set up before any jobs are entered into the system. Once jobs have been entered into the system, these numbers cannot be changed. The default for a job number length is 3 digits, although you can select to have a job number of anywhere up to 10 digits in length. The standard cost code length is 5 digits, but once again, you can select anything up to a 10-digit cost code. The estimated completion cost method indicates how you would like to specify the completion status of individual cost codes during field report entry. If you wish to enter a percentage of completion, select the first option. The computer calculates by percent complete. If you choose instead to type in a dollar amount, which is the projected final completion cost for the cost code, select this second radio button. Or, if you decide you would like to enter the additional amount of money needed to complete the work on the cost code phase, select the third option. By the way, most people use the percentage of completion method and select the first radio button. Here you can customize your job manager titles. By default, the 2 manager types are Project Manager and Superintendent. Here you can change those titles. Your preferred titles will appear throughout the system on screens and reports. In the miscellaneous box to the right, the system will allow different levels of subtotaling on the job cost analysis report. For example, if the cost code name structure is set up so that all the 1000 codes indicate general requirements, the 2000s indicate site work, and the 3000s indicate concrete, and so forth, the subtotaling level should be set to 4, which means that the 4th digit from the right, or the thousands digit, is the subtotaling digit. And every time that a new cost code is printed on the report with a change in the 4th digit, there is a subtotal printed. The material percent variance is used for advanced fine-tuning of figures calculated and printed on the job cost analysis report. Next, we have a checkbox for tracking installed material units. This checkbox is used mainly by specialty contractors who deal with units of measure such as square feet, lineal feet, or cubic yards. These contractors sometimes wish to track the labor and materials using the same unit of measure. If this box is checked, the system will include the subcontracts in committed cost totals on job cost analysis reports and in the job costing overview screens. This section refers to automatic job numbering. Most companies assign job numbers manually, but if you want to, you can instruct the system to automatically number new jobs. Check this box to have the system create the job number. The interval setting refers to the size of the jump from one job number to the next. For example, if I set an interval of 10, the system will number my jobs 4200, 4210, 4220, and so on. Here you can type the next available job number. This number will be updated by the system each time a new job is entered. Check this box, and all newly entered jobs will default to having the Certified box checked. This button jumps straight to the program for entering our job cost code dictionary. Also, if we have not yet begun to create job budgets using our dictionary, this button will be enabled, allowing us to switch to a different dictionary altogether. Now we go to the second Job Cost Setup tab. On the left, we can choose our default general ledger accounts for entering job budgets. JobView's job tracking is very sophisticated, and the budgeting of job costs can be broken down into 6 different cost types: labor, materials, subcontracts, equipment, general, and burden. Each one of these cost types can have its own general ledger account number. Each one can also have a closed job account, so that when the jobs in the system are closed, the system can automatically move all of the costs associated with each cost code out of the control account for open jobs and into the control account for closed jobs. This way, we can constantly maintain a balance between the balance of the control account and the total of the job costs reflected in the job costing ledger. We can also set up prior year's accounts. In these accounts, we store how much was charged to our jobs during prior years, so that when we zero out our profit and loss statement at the end of any given year, we will not be required to lose our balance between our control account and our job cost ledger. To the right, we have a special feature which is called Additional Burden. The additional burden defaults allow us to specify a blanket percentage and/or amount per unit of burden that will be applied every time a cost is posted to a certain cost type. Let me explain. If we were to put a 12% burden on the material line, that would mean that any time any cost is posted to a material cost code, the expense that goes to that material code will be increased by 12%. So if we posted an invoice for $500 and charged it to a materials cost code, the system would take that $500 and add 12% to come up with $560, which is the amount that would be posted to the cost code. The offsetting $60 credit would be posted to whatever account is indicated in the contra account field, displayed here on the screen. In the burden column, you can indicate where the burden expense should go. In most cases, the word distribute is placed in this field. This means that the $60 in our example would be charged to the same cost code as the invoice is charged to. Another option for the burden column is to enter a cost code. This means that even though the $500 was charged to, say, cost code 03000M for concrete materials, the burden, the $60, would be charged to code 1002G. The third option is to enter a general ledger account number to which the amount of the burden will be charged. The entries on this tab serve as defaults for entry of new cost codes in the cost code dictionary. To take the values entered here and force them on already entered cost codes and cost code budgets, click this button. The system will allow you to specify which settings will be forced on all the cost codes in your dictionary and which values will be forced on existing job budgets. On the final tab, we can set up the printing of subcontract, owner change order, and subcontract change order forms. In each case, select the form style you wish to use. If Form Maker is selected, select the appropriate Form Maker file name. Otherwise, you may add a company logo to the standard form. This concludes this session regarding job costing setup.